Hi, I'm Brent Phillips, and welcome to day one of our VIP Club special event on movement feedback holography. If you know my story, you know that I've been exposed to and explored literally hundreds of different techniques and systems of modality of healing and manifesting during the many years, well, actually decades, that I first spent as a seeker and then as a full-time professional practitioner and teacher of energy healing and spirituality. Now, in this man's humble opinion, I found that a lot of the stuff I did was interesting, but only very rarely was it truly transformative. After all, I spent a lot of time and a lot of money doing your usual law of attraction stuff. I made vision boards, I said mantras, affirmations, engaged in positive thinking, did mastermind groups, that sort of things. And I did hundreds and hundreds of sessions with a lot of different healers and coaches and intuitives of all sorts of different systems and modalities. Yet I found that no matter how much money I spent on seminars, or how many books I read, or how many thousands or millions of affirmations I said, very little changed in my life. However, I have to say that I have been quite blessed to find a few gems during this journey that made all the rest of it more than worthwhile. In particular, I found that over 99% of the value and the positive transformations I've experienced, both for myself and my family, as well as my professional clients and students, came from just three things. The first is subconscious clearings and healings and manifestations using a waking theta brain state. The second is movement feedback holography, and the third is awakening. And so, if you're watching this, you probably know the beginning of my story. I spent years on disability with a high level of chronic pain. I was told by several of the world's best doctors that my condition was not only permanent, it was also incurable. Then, in 2003, a surgery left my right arm totally frozen at the elbow. That is, until I had a session of energy healing with Terry O'Connell, where she used a waking theta state to do subconscious clearings and downloads on me. At the end of that session, my elbow miraculously, instantly, and permanently healed. And so, after experiencing a true miracle, I dedicated myself to learning and mastering healing through subconscious clearing. And I've developed a huge amount of content and tools and processes in order to share the incredible power of these sorts of things with the world. And so you'll find that the majority of my work to date is based mostly on this subconscious clearing and healing technology. And so it includes, but is not limited to, well, first, the 15,000 or so private healing sessions I've done since 2003, at least at the time I make this video. In addition, the various VIP club calls, the Wealth Club, the Health Club, the Love Club, the private sessions I give away to members once a month. In addition, it includes the Formula for Miracles and encoded audio programs I've created, things like Unleash Your Inner Millionaire, In Love for a Lifetime, 30 Days to Awakening, the Formula for Wealth, as well as the trauma clearing and allergy clearing programs and a lot of other more minor products. And in fact, 5 of the 7 Awakening Dynamics, 7 Sacred Tools of Higher Dimensional Living, are specifically geared to show you how to use the waking theta state to clear subconscious blocks and do subconscious downloads to facilitate instant healing and powerful manifestations that really work. However, this series is not about any of that stuff. And so, if you're watching this video, you're probably already a member of my VIP club. And so, a lot of this material I just mentioned is already available to you. Instead, I did find I got an enormous benefit from doing thousands of hours of subconscious clearing, what we call digging. Some of the obvious benefits were it got me out of chronic pain. Another is it helped me build this wonderful new career where I get to help people and see miracles happen almost every single day of my life. But there was more that was missing. Part of it was awakening. We're not going to cover that here either. Check out 30 Days to Awakening or one of my classes to learn about awakening. Instead, I want to take you back to 2008. When this Brent organism you see in front of the camera went through another dark night of the soul. I was devastated. I got hit by a double whammy. First was the worst heartbreak of my whole life. At the second time, I was a victim of an investment fraud, where I was forced into bankruptcy after a criminal stole literally everything from me and left me nearly $1 million in debt. So this was a major crisis. And so it was right at that point that I was introduced to a new teacher, a teacher of movement, who truly changed my life. And it was literally the day after I declared bankruptcy that I had my first session with him. It was called a skating diagnostic. And it sounds kind of crazy. I met him down by the beach, and he videotaped me while I rollerbladed around in a parking lot. Then we got into his car and we watched the video. And he provided insights and feedback to me about the different energetic patterns and subconscious mythologies that showed up in my movement. In particular, I remember he pointed out a bunch of ways that my energy was really messed up. However, at the end of the session, I actually went home feeling a little bit disappointed, because from my perspective, he didn't offer me any solutions. I felt like he had just criticized me and then left me to stew in my problems without taking action to fix anything. However, nearly immediately I saw mind-blowing results from just that one session. Just 2 days later, I went from being broke and desperate and being seriously and genuinely worried about ending up homeless, to 2 days later I made over $12,000 in one day, and my business and income literally exploded overnight. And so something powerful had happened. I didn't understand it at first, and in fact it took me years of study and practice to master this process. But now I'm ready to share the phenomenal power of this work with the world. Hence this series. I call it Movement Feedback Holography, or movement for short. And during the rest of this special event, I'll first be explaining what movement feedback holography is. We'll talk a little bit how it works, and then I'm going to show you the essentials so you can start doing these movements right away to help transform your life. Stay tuned, and you might want to buckle your seatbelt, because we're about to rock your world. I'm Brent Phillips. That's all we have for day one. I hope to see you soon back here again for day two for the next installment of our special event on movement feedback holography. Until then, take care.